Hey, what's up? I'm back. Thank the Lord, back in Chicago or Evanston, technically. I usually say Chicago because that's the more known place, but like technically I live in Evanston. And I work in Evanston. But besides that, I'm back. Thank the Lord. It was a long trip. It took my whole day. I could go on a rant about how traveling has become much worse since I've become older. I don't know if it's because I'm older now and I realize I have to do more stuff, or if traveling as an experience has gotten much worse. But that's besides the point. I'm back in my apartment. I'm really excited to go back to work and just get a bunch of stuff done overall. But speaking about going back to stuff, I'm most excited because going on a vacation kind of takes you out of your routine. And once you're in your routine, become very tunnel vision, right? And focus on very good specific stuff. Right, but once you go on a vacation, you kind of get removed from that whole environment, and you have to, like, when you come back, you have to reapproach it and you see different stuff you want to do differently. So in my case, there's two stuff I want to do differently. I want to do one is budgeting and the other is learning, especially learning with machine learning. So budgeting, what I've kind of realized is that I actually don't budget at all. I just kind of spend, and I see a number I don't like, and then I say no spend, no spend, no spend. I'm like, okay, that probably doesn't work the best. So I actually want to create a budget where I dedicate stuff to, like, maybe investing, maybe to disposable income, maybe to saving, because I really don't want to leave this internship with less money than I came into the internship with. Right, I want to make sure, like, overall, by the time the summer ends, I have more money than I started the summer with. So I'm really excited to look into that, work on the budgeting for the rest of my summer, and just like see how I can improve overall. Also, trying to get into investing is something that I think I should probably do. I've been hearing a lot about it. I've been recommended to do it various times. So I think maybe just sitting down, looking, and figuring out how the whole process works and the best way to do it, and just like starting through small steps are really a great way to move forward, especially in terms of just making more money, right? I don't always be like, I usually have a good amount of money with me, but I want to have more than that, if that makes sense. But in terms of my learning, I think one thing I really want to learn more about is like the fundamentals of machine learning. From like actual stuff like Python, like that's a fundamental thing because that's how a lot of these stuff are built. But actually like more core fundamental ideas. So I really want to work on that and learn. By August, I kind of want to have a good foundation in it. I do think there's certain aspects I am good at, like when it comes to looking at research papers, the stuff I can understand overall. But like the core concepts, it feels like I'm already learning them, which is nice. But I want to be able to approach a research paper and be able to be like, okay, instead of being all the way at the beginning, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm like, okay, this is a new concept. Let me get over there because it feels like I'm already learning everything from the ground up, and and I feel like that's more of a hindrance right now. So I want to work on my learning with that, and I want to try and create a roadmap for me to follow to make sure I'm up to speed of where I want to be when it comes to my understanding of machine learning and just other AI fundamentals. Because I think it'll really help in my building as well as my learning. Because research papers are really fun. Also, speaking about research papers, so it's this new program I got. It's called Zotero. It basically like it was what I was talking about a couple of days ago, where I was talking about I want a place to store research papers I want to read later all in one unified place. So I found one, Zotero. It seems to be open source and free, so I can just put my links or papers there. I can look at it later, and it goes to my phone as well. So that's been really. I'm excited to use it. I'm really excited. I think that's something I've really been struggling with. It's like I see so many cool research papers, but it's always when I'm doing something that I can go and take like 30 minutes or to an hour away to go look at another research paper. Um, but yes, I found that. I'm really excited about that. But back to the point, want to make sure by August I have a good foundation. Obviously, I'm not going to learn know a bunch of stuff, but I think where I really fall short is in the math space. So, especially with this semester, I should be catching up more. So maybe even this learning I'm doing over the summer could even give me a boost or a leg up when it comes to my semester classes. Even though I'm trying to change what my data science classes into a machine learning class. Have to look into the details of that again. But yeah, so that's what's going on with those two things and reapproaching my whole system and environment. In terms of other stuff, at the end of the week, I want to go back into transition to working on Quest, the startup project idea I had, basically giving you Quest activities to kind of reach your goals in life. So whether it be becoming a Michelin star chef or becoming a top software engineer, it kind of gives you Quest tailored to your stuff and your environment to kind of get you to that end goal. What sucks is that like I took a break from Quest, work on Quest to work on Project Phillips, and that really didn't amount to much, to be honest. So I really don't think that was the best decision. I think that's something I always don't like about Project Phillips when I try to end it, is that whatever I'm working on, I can't take a stop on that, and then I go and try and finish Project Phillips, but I don't finish it. So now it's like, oh, I just took a break for no reason. But I'm happy because Quest, I really did like the design, the user design where I stopped at, but I really do want to get back into that as soon as possible. So I think by end of week sounds good to me. Another thing I've been thinking about is that I do really love Obsidian. I am really bad at Notion, but as I'm taking breaks from stuff and working on projects at different times, um, I do think it will be more helpful to have like somewhere I can track like the actual progress where I am with a project. With Obsidian, I have like the breakdown of the project and like what these pages or these functions are intended to do. But then with Notion, I can kind of have a timeline that's maybe best for me. It's just like with Notion, it very often gets clouded. I try to do too much with it, and it gets overwhelming. And then very often when it's overwhelming, I stop using it. It's like when I come back to it, it's like a bunch of tasks I finished are done, but I have updated Notion like 2 months now, so it makes no sense. Um, but yeah, that's where I am. Really excited to get back to work. Some cool stuff. I have a bunch of meetings in the morning, but that also means I have more time to work in the day, so I'm really excited about that. Um, but yeah, besides, I have nothing else to say. So, have a great day.